What's up everybody, Steven Z Killer here, bringing you a brand new video. But before that, 75% of you guys watching right now are not subscribed. Damn! That means two things. 75% of you guys are either returning or brand new to the channel. If so, hopefully this is the video that gets you hit that subscribe button today. Do it. What's up everybody, Steven Z Killer here, bringing another reaction to some more Elite Cameraman. And I do know it's been a while since I've reacted to Elite Cameraman. At the same time, it's been a while since there's been a new episode of Skibidi Toilet. So you guys have been asking me to check out the analysis Easter egg on the most recent episode of Skibidi Toilet, which is 68 part 2, which apparently there's been leaks and stuff like that for the next episode, which that means within the next... Well, most often it's been like this, or within the next like 2 days or so, there should be a new episode. But either way, and who knows? I literally, as I'm scheduling this out, this literally could, the new episode could drop while I'm asleep or anything like that. Because there has been moments where I'm sleeping and the episode drops, and I don't know. And either way, this video is coming out the following, basically the 22nd. I'm recording this on the 21st, and so if there's a new episode that drops before this actually goes up, that's gonna be awkward. But you know what, we're still gonna check out the full Easter egg analysis theory video of the most recent episode, and we're checking out another video because this video came out roughly 8 days ago. I'm gonna show my support by liking and subscribing, so show your support to Elite Cameraman as well if you haven't already. And then the newest video that came out, one of the newest videos that came out, secret episode apparently. This was also recommended to me to check out, so we're gonna check out both videos. One's about 7 minutes, the other one's a little bit more than 19 minutes, almost 20 minutes. So either way, links down below for all my other things that you guys want to be part of. My Discord, my second channel. By the way, you should go check out the second channel. Some big content is coming around the corner, and of course starting 2024, so much content around the corner, so don't miss out. Anyways, let's get into this and check out the video, because also it's just a good reminder. Last episode there was a lot of things I may not have got or realized, so let's check it out.
Hello everyone, Elite Cameraman here, and guys, this is not a drill. We actually got a new episode after 9 days of waiting, and it's one of the craziest episodes yet.
And actually we're about 9 days since the last episode.
It had the most secrets, Easter eggs, and additions to the lore of any episode yet. It seems like we actually might have a traitor inside the Alliance, which is crazy to think about, but we should have seen this coming. With this new episode, the changes that happened on episode 67 full version actually does make more sense, and we also might know when the next...
Oh yeah, I was right. Look at this, look at this. Hold on. Yeah, it's been exactly 9 days since the actual episode 68 part 2 dropped. So yeah, 9 days.
Episode or part might be coming out, but we'll get into all that later in the video, so make sure to watch until the end. There is actually so much to talk about in this episode, it's insane. Everything from the Skibidi factory, the Walter White appearance, what's Secret Agent's goal, and a lot more. But before we start the analysis, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to pay your respects to the large cameraman who gave his life for the Alliance. Let's try to get to 100,000 likes for his sake. Rest in peace, brother. You were the best POV cameraman we've ever had, and thanks to you, we were able to watch the return of Titan TV Man. May the cameraman gods rest your soul.
Oh
Anyways,
yeah, he did die at the end of that
This episode starts with a speaker man hitting a toilet with his spiky bat, while another speaker man is literally chilling on the left cleaning his knife. And no, it totally does not look sus. And I totally do not clean my knife with a TV woman picture next to me. This speaker man most likely stabbed the dead toilet on the left and right after. The camera zooms out and we see the dark speaker man walking menacingly as usual, while our beloved large cameraman literally breaks a toilet's neck with one move. This scene also has other details which we have to talk about. If we freeze the frame and zoom into the right side, we see a poster with the Skibidi Alliance logo on it, but it's actually branded in a different way with the canyons behind it. You might be asking why I'm showing you this, and the reason is we can actually see a writing on the left top and we can barely read the whole word.
I think I even mentioned this in my last reaction to the episode. There was like so many posters and things like that that there's bound to have been Easter eggs or anything in particular shown off in those posters.
This was clearly put there for a reason because this poster is most likely fully custom made, and the word fits the frame just barely. It says appliance, but it's actually missing one P in the word. This could be a mistake, or could have been done knowingly to fit it in the frame. The missing P aside, those canyons clearly looks like the outside of the SKIBIDI bunker, and it having both the logo and the word appliance makes me think that this place is where the toilets store everything and get upgraded. This was also proved later in the video with the factory we saw, but we'll get to that later.
Definitely has to be a place where they upgrade
While the POV
toilets.
cameraman is turning left,
Maybe even
we see that most of the cameramen are chilling
some toilets.
and don't seem that scared of this situation. And right when we turn fully left, we see that we are actually in the POV of plunger cameraman, and it really has been a minute since this happened.
I said that too,
In my last video where I talked about the last leak, I actually mentioned that we could be in the POV of plunger cameraman, and I guess I was right. We haven't really seen plunger cameraman using his true skills in this episode, and this kind of leads me to think that we might actually get a part 3 once again with the plunger cameraman POV next time as well.
I think it's been
maybe
confirmed, especially with the fact that there's a full episode of 68, that we're not getting to part 3, yeah. Because I'm looking on the page right now. There is a full episode of 68, so I doubt that we're gonna get the part 3 for that. We're gonna go right into episode 69, which is the meme number, so it's gonna be a big episode.
5-part episode for the first time. There is also the fact that we are most likely not going to skip any time between today's episode and the next, because it ended in a cliffhanger once again. This episode was one of those episodes I actually enjoyed quite a lot because of how it went deep in the lore and added on to it. We also have gotten a small confirmation from Defuk about the next episode. At least that's what we think. Right after he posted this episode, he decided to post it on Instagram. It's still the same post, but in the description there is a Russian word, and if we translate the word, it actually says 1 week. This most likely means that we'll be getting the new episode in just a week, which is good to hear because this episode almost took 10 days, and I have seen some people disappointed about the episode just because it took 10 days.
Well, one, we can confirm that it's already been 9 days since the last episode, unless he's talking about the fact that the full episode of 68 has been dropped 7 days ago, and then he also dropped just 6 days ago the full season 22. So we could be getting a new episode tonight as we're recording this, which will be funny because if I do record that, then I'll be uploading this probably after the fact, or by tomorrow whenever I wake up at some point.
Bruh. Do you have any idea how much effort it takes to make these videos for Defuk? Just because—
Yes, if you're an impatient little fuckbag, don't be an impatient little fuckbag. Be patient. Animation takes a lot of time.
It took longer to make and you had to wait 10 days for it doesn't make it a bad episode. This literally was the first episode where we got to see stuff that added on to the lore and actually had real Easter eggs in a long while. Also, everyone needs to understand that this is a part 2 of an episode, so it technically is not the full episode, and I'm assuming that we might get a part 3 or even more, as I said, so once we see the full episode in one go, it'll probably make more sense. After plunger cameraman takes his plunger out of the toilet, we see another bunker door in front of us and a cameraman going to the keypad thingy on the right side. We really do zoom into the SKIBIDI Alliance logo a lot, and there is something weird about this place because why is this logo covered with blood? The door we'll see later in the video also had the same thing, and this is why I think it's extra weird. I see 2 possibilities here. First one is the boring one. There is a possibility that one of the toilets went crazy and was roaming around causing chaos across the laboratory, and SKIBIDI toilets had to stop him by force, causing the logo to get blood on it. But if that was the case, why isn't there any blood on the rest of the door? And
also,
why is
there's no
same
blood on the
mark
floor
on the other door as well? I think this blood was spilled there intentionally. There is a possibility that the hate towards G-Man toilet is ramping up, because don't forget we also saw one of the Astro toilets in episode 68 part 1, and the UFO toilet was literally watching the G-Man toilet clones die from the shadows. This clearly shows us that they are around the area, and they actually might have control over the lab. We don't know the details yet, but if they are trying to overtake G-Man toilet and banish him, It would make sense to dirty his name by spilling blood on every door with the logo, because this logo clearly represents the toilets as if G-Man Toilet is the leader. What happens after this scene is the real shocker, and it actually goes in so deep. Plunger Cameraman looks to his right and we see the normal cameraman thinking about how we could open the door, but the brown shirt cameraman comes in and says 1 second with his hands. After this, he gets some type of device out of his pocket and uses it on the screen. It weirdly sends out a green beam and hacks the system,
It makes me
leaving the
think
door
of
to
the
open.
secret agent.
But before that, we can see the normal cameraman asking for the device or asking what it is with his hands, but the brown shirt cameraman just ignores it for some reason. Weirdly, this is not going to be the last time he does this. It actually goes much deeper than that, because I didn't realize this before, but if we go back to episode 67, part 4, we'll actually see something weird. If you start watching from the second, where the POV cameraman starts chasing after the tiny scientist toilet, we see that there is no one other than the large speaker man trying to run inside. But once we turn our head inside, we see many cameraman and speaker man running inside.
Oh, and the little thing was sparking green.
Other than just one. And for some reason, it's the brown shirt cameraman standing next to the security screen that is also glowing green. Even though we see everyone else having momentum and running inside, he looks like he was already inside there before, and actually used the device to close the door, because from what we can see, he is able to unlock these doors however he wants. And he 100% could have saved our beloved injured large speaker man. The chat.
That's true. Holy shit. So I didn't think about it that deeply when it came to this episode, but this is not wrong. He could have saved. He seems like he could be a sleeper agent.
Chad himself died because of this guy. If you guys have watched my last video, you would know that Dafouk wrote, "Not everyone is on your side." And this leak shows a scene that we'll see a little later in the video, and if you look carefully, we can see the brown shirt cameraman all the way in the back looking down. But that's not all, and it goes even deeper, which is crazy. Because the people who have watched my episode 67 full episode changes analysis video would know that there was a very big change. And I think now we know the reason behind this. In the normal version of episode 67 part 1, the first time we see the secret agent there is only him standing inside the green glow. But Dafouk decided to change this in the full version of the episode, most likely to give us a clue about what's going on. And it all makes sense now, because with the new change...
I did not know about this change, so this cameraman might be actually not a sleeper agent for the toilets, but is working with the secret agent man himself.
There was actually 2 people standing in the green glow, and there is a very likely chance that this other person is the brown shirt cameraman, because his silhouette matches 100%. They both have a long coat, and it makes sense that the brown cameraman got this hacking device from the secret agent. And let me remind you that the secret agent was the one who told the POV cameraman to look to his left and follow the scientist toilet in episode 67 part 4.
Then why would he have the thing close and decapitate one of their own if he's there to help them infiltrate? I guess that would be, maybe there was a safe lock on the mechanism on the door, and he couldn't hack that door. Maybe the door was malfunctioning to the point where it was unstoppable and it was going to close no matter what, even if they had the right password and stuff. That's the only thing I think about.
I have no idea what the secret agent is cooking up and what his grand plan is, but it sure is something crazy. I don't think people realize how big of a problem this is, because he probably is not necessarily helping the Alliance. He is just using them to...
He's pushing them towards a plot point that he wants, possibly.
Depending on his needs. And until now, we have seen him watch over Plunger Cameraman many times, and if I'm honest, I do have a bad feeling about the next couple episodes because of this. We already know that Plunger Cameraman is a little hurt after episode 67, and now this. What if the secret agent was making sure that Plunger Cameraman would eventually get inside the bunker? And what if he needs him to do something where Plunger Cameraman needs to sacrifice himself for secret agent's own goals? It's all a possibility, and I'm really hyped for it. But the only thing I don't understand is...
it's not going to be a good day if Plunger Man goes down for good.
Why the brown shirt cameraman is helping him. Is he under mind control? Is he being manipulated? Is he actually a traitor, or is he simply just doing it for the sake of it? These are all questions that I think we'll get the answers to before we leave the Skibidi toilet laboratory. Also, it's now confirmed that this place is a laboratory because of the description of the video, even though it looked more like a factory in the next couple scenes. We'll most likely get to see the lab sections next. While the door is opening up, the normal cameraman gives a thumbs up, and since they have no idea what's awaiting them, Dark Speaker Man gets into his attack position instantly, and we basically see a very long hallway with 3 toilets that look like normal scientist toilets. When I say normal scientist toilets, I mean it in a way like scientist cameraman. We saw that the squad killed many of them at the beginning of the episode, but it's much clearer to
And they got fucked up real fast.
see their capabilities if we freeze the frame right when the door opens up. It's clear that they have 4 claw arms and 2 normal arms with actual hands. We see them all having glasses, kind of representing them being
I didn't even notice the normal hands. I did not notice that those were just fucking normal hands.
scientists. But the more important thing is the baldy toilet on the left with the shiny bald head. Yes, I had to say it twice. He has something which looks like a phone at first glance, but it's actually a clipboard. It's really not important what it is because this shows us that they can use
I didn't think it was a phone. I thought it was like a clipboard, maybe a tablet or something like that.
their hands as if they are actually human. I think this might be foreshadowing the upcoming advancements the toilets are most likely going to get. They probably are going to start becoming more human-shaped like the Alliance over time. Maybe mutant toilets they have created were trials for these, or they also may even be working to try and create a Titan-like toilet to go against the Titans, because we've seen time after time that no matter which toilet it is, they can't go against the Titans. But what if their Titan toilets actually had arms and legs to protect himself and actually use for extra strength? I'm not sure
True.
if this will become true, but it's a real possibility.
Like a full-body toilet would be a menace for the Titans to take on.
The second the door opens up, we see the scientist toilets go into shocked face mode, and it doesn't last long until they all die because we see the Dark Speaker Man literally dashing in with his jetpack, and the plunger cameraman throws his plunger onto the Baldy's face and jumps over to simply flush him. Right before he flushes the Baldy toilet, if we freeze the frame and zoom into the back, we can see the Speaker Man is still beating a toilet with his bat next to the SKIBIDI poster.
Oh, what
And
the
we
fuck?
see another goofy scene seconds later while Plunger Cameraman is turning to his left. We can see the Speaker Man putting his knife inside the toilet's heads, but he really doesn't look like he wants to. He literally slowly pushes it in. But I think we can understand why, because blood just cleaned it off at the beginning of the video.
He's a neat freak.
Right after we see the Dark Speaker Man kill the last toilet standing, we turn back to the hallway just to see the brown shirt cameraman using the weird device once again to hack the door. In this frame, we can see a piece of paper with the number 8 written on an electric box on our left side. I don't know if this matters, but this episode had many stuff that was put intentionally to the walls, so I wanted to mention it. And once again, after the door opens, Plunger Cameraman points to the brown shirt cameraman, but he just ignores it until they are interrupted by a sound and a machine getting a container from the hallway. Plunger Cameraman instantly starts running towards it. He first tries to see what's going on by peeking through the corner, and we see a construction toilet flying with gray toilets back to back, rolling through a conveyor belt while yapping about random stuff. Plunger Cameraman slowly sneaks to the door to see more, and the scene we see is truly horrifying. If we freeze the frame right here, there is already too much stuff going on. We can see 2 engineer-like toilets literally assembling the gray toilets with their acid upgrades, and it looks like they are trying to get an army of acid toilets. There is a likely chance
acid would
that the
seem
toilets
very
are planning
effective.
on mass attacking the Alliance with the acids because they know that it's the one thing that actually counters every single Alliance member right now. After this moment, the scientists at the Alliance bases better start making a new material that can protect everyone against acid. We also see a long corridor on the bottom as well, with rooms, and you know damn well who we are going to see there in a moment if you have watched the episode. After checking out the inside, we turn to the large cameraman, and he actually makes a sign to go inside and attack, but Plunger Cameraman says no. The real question comes in right at this moment. If he said no, why the hell did he poke his head out literally seconds later? Right after his no, his screen suddenly starts glitching with green, and for the first time ever we see the words transmission error and recording error on the right top while the screen is still glitching.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, if they were trying to be stealthy, it would be stupid for him to poke his head out there. So this could be a mixture of maybe because one, the light right here, the green light effect, and also him flickering. This could be the secret agent forcing Plunger Man to move forward. Maybe Plunger Man is in control, is being controlled by Secret Agent, which is why we always see him in an episode that involves Plunger Man, and Plunger Man's unaware. Like he is not aware of the fact that he's in the Secret Agent's control, and that's why transmission error, recording error. So when he is no longer in control of himself, and the Secret Agent is, it stops all transmission and recording, so no one from the main alliance will notice this.
Glitching. This probably also means that the Alliance agents outside probably got very stressed when the transmission cut and it came back to actual chaos. This will most likely lead them to enter the bunker as well. But that's not the important thing, because right after the glitch, Plunger Cameraman pokes his head out and starts looking at the corner of the room, which is glowing green in blips. After seeing the green glow, he suddenly turns behind and looks at the large cameraman very weirdly by zooming into him and also zooming into the other 3 agents at the back, just to suddenly turn back to normal when he looks back with the green glitch. And we also see one last green glow from the corner right before the glitch happens for the last time.
Wait, another
I would like to
green
say
glow?
this was the weirdest thing that happened in today's
Oh, I guess the camera flip, yeah, because he kind of went back to his spot.
episode, but it really wasn't. But we have to talk about what happened here, because I don't think the Plunger Cameraman was conscious while poking his head out.
Yeah, I don't think
the
so
secret
either.
agent took control over Plunger Cameraman for a second and made him poke out to see what was happening at the corner. There is a possibility that he was maybe stealing some files or doing something wherever the green glow is coming from.
Maybe he was doing something over there and purposely used the Plunger Man as kind of a surveillance to see what was going around while his back, or while he wasn't able to fully be aware of everything around him. He was just using that as another camera angle. But in doing so, covers him, but then exposes them to the danger of the Skibidi toilets.
And he may have wanted to check if any toilets were looking at him or noticing him, because the way Plunger Cameraman looked back at the agents was very weird, and he looked as if he had no idea who was with him or to see what's going on behind him. Whatever the secret agent is cooking up, it better be worth it, because he is the reason why all the Sigma Large Alliance members are dying at this point. The second plunger goes back to normal. The whole factory's lights turn red and all alarms start going off, alerting the toilets of an intrusion. And the next scene was one of the scenes I laughed so hard because
I couldn't fucking... That was fucking hilarious to see. Fucking Breaking Bad has entered Skibidi toilet.
we get noticed by fricking Walter White and Jesse from Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
I really do wonder what they have been cooking up. Maybe they are the reason behind the red eyes some toilets have, who knows? We see some chemicals on their hands and it looks like their toilets are yellow. But the real question here is the toilet behind the window.
I noticed that motherfucker too.
Why is he looking like as if he has seen a ghost? His reaction does not seem normal at all to me. He does have the same reaction as the scientist-looking toilets we saw earlier in the video, but why would he be scared when he is totally safe? Suddenly, one of the mechanic toilets appears in front of us, while all the other toilets are also looking at us as if we are disgusting, and our hero, Large Cameraman, shoots one of the chemicals on the ceiling to distract them, and it actually works. Plunger Cameraman suddenly turns right, and we see the brown shirt cameraman using his green laser once again to close off the door. But in this scene, there is actually a huge Easter egg. Most of you already might have noticed this, but it's the writing on the wall. You might ask what this writing is.
Also, he disappears really fast. Like, I don't think he... Oh, yeah, I noticed that too.
And it's actually something really cool and something we've already talked about. If you write the letters -GZSBOYDWTQ right after a link that starts with youtube.com/watch?v=, you'll actually be directed to an unlisted video on Defuk's channel, and it's actually the Godzilla vs. Upgraded Titan TV Man leak we talked about a couple days ago.
Oh, what the fuck?
It wasn't confirmed that if Defuk made this troll leak or not back then, but because of how high quality it was, we thought it was his video, and it turned out to be true. He apparently uploaded this 8 days ago and called it Godzilla Get Humbled, and gives copium to Godzilla fans at the end who thinks that Godzilla can beat upgraded Titan TV Man. Right after this, all the agents start running towards the door we opened before coming to check out the end
So in his canon world, there's no version of Godzilla that can survive.
of the hallway. But right when the large cameraman is trying to escape, one of them check out the end of the hallway.
Maybe, okay,
But
never
right
mind,
when
he
the large
was. I thought there was still one more cameraman behind here, and that's who was running. But no, it was him.
cameraman is trying to escape, one of the mechanic toilets throws his chainsaw right into his shoulder, causing a very big damage. Thankfully, the large cameraman shoots his rocket to knock the mechanic toilet back when he falls down. We also can see that the blood on the logo is also apparent in this door as well. I really don't think this is a design choice by the toilets and something else, because every other normal logo we saw has been clean, unlike the ones on the doors, and the blood is only on the logo and not the entire door. Right when we are trying to run to the door, another crazy-looking toilet with dual lasers show up out of nowhere at the end of the hallway, and before his lasers can get to us, the plunger cameraman jumps inside the elevator and on the wall while he is jumping. It actually says 4. This might mean that we are on the 4th floor right now, and we might have a long journey in front of us going down to floor 1, unless we just skip to floor 1 instantly at the end. But all that aside, what happens next is one of the saddest moments in the series. While our beloved large cameraman was trying to get inside the elevator, he gets shot by 4 incredibly powerful lasers at the same time and gets knocked off, even though he makes it inside and the other agents succeed in deflecting this toilet with receding hairline. Sadly, he doesn't have much time left. Plunger cameraman goes next to this Chad like being who protected us all for all he has got and served the Alliance as best as he can. And this incredible soldier, still even at his last seconds, thinks about his mates and gives his lens protector to Plunger cameraman. He does this while burning alive, and our hero gives his last thumbs up right before he dies off. Do not forget to pay your respects to this incredible cameraman. He really was the best of us. We see all the cameraman mourning for him and standing still, but everyone needs to snap out of it because of what's to come. The elevator keeps going down until it stops, and when the doors open, we see a much darker corridor with red lights all over the place. And it doesn't seem like these are alarms because they are not really beeping, and the episode ends right here. I'll talk more about stuff I might have missed and what might happen in the next episode tomorrow, so make sure to like this video and subscribe to not miss anything. Elite Cameraman out.
Alright, let's get into the next video. Alright, secret episode, which is, I guess this one was the Godzilla one? I don't know.
Hello everyone, Elite Cameraman here. Something crazy happened and Skibidi toilet seat.
There is another video after this one, I think, that is like the leak stuff, so I may watch that one as well. We might sit down and watch all 3.
Season 22
I wasn't sure if I wanted to watch the
uploaded,
leak one.
but it was very unique and different compared to the old seasons, because this season actually had a special premiere and a special thumbnail. We already knew something was up when this happened, but I don't think anyone was ready for it because it turned out to have about 1 minute of extra footage. If you add up all the episodes in season 22,
Wait, what?
It was around 13 minutes, but the full version is actually 14. Other than this, there were some...
Wait, there was more? Okay, if that's the case...
On 13...
So there was an extra minute within the full season. So when there's a new episode, episode 69, what I'll probably do is I'm going to watch this whole season. Because what I usually do is I watch the episode beforehand. But if there was a whole extra thing going on here, then I'll watch this and then watch the new episode. Like my normal setup whenever I do a reaction to new episodes of Skibidi Toilet.
15 minutes, but the full version is actually 14. Other than this, there were some other slight changes in the video, but if you have watched the video, you would know that there were some crazy important additions to the video.
I have not seen that. I did not know. So I had no plans to watch it. So yeah, I guess I'll have a reason to watch it. He'll point out everything different-wise, but I'll watch it still later.
There is everything starting from
whenever the new episode of Skibidi Toilet, episode 69.
Small details like billboards being more visible to more info on Secret Agent and the Lucky Cameraman. But before we get into all this, make sure to like this video and subscribe. Anyways, here we go. The first change was actually made in the first couple seconds of episode 66, right after the episode starts. If you zoom into the back when the camera turns to the Alliance's side, we can actually see the injured large speaker man who died in episode 67, part 4. In the original
Oh.
episode 66 video, it was really hard to see him because of how far he was and the smoke. Even though we knew that there was a large
Okay, so they
speakerman
cleaned up a
there,
little bit of the
we had
smoke,
no
it looks
idea
like.
it was the injured large speakerman. We can clearly see that he has a missing arm and the bloodstains on his shirt in the new version. After this, the next change was done to the billboard when the POV cameraman is shooting his stun gun. We knew that there was a text on the billboard, and it wasn't clear at all in the original episode. In fact, Dafouk already changed this in the short version of episode 66 already. It says real threat on this billboard, but even until now, I don't think we have seen the real threat yet. My guess is that we are going to see something insane in the coming episodes, especially after what was revealed in today's episode. I also checked most of the TV man lines, but it didn't seem like they were changed. But we did get one extra scene right after episode 66. This scene probably was meant to be in the episode. But Dafouk either didn't put it to not reveal and break the hype, or maybe he didn't have enough time before he published the episode.
That could be the
possibility. This scene is the
possibility.
reveal of upgraded Titan TV man. And we did hear his voice line in the original episode. It was just on a black screen instead of two TV man showing us the upgraded Titan TV man. Not gonna lie, if this was in the actual episode, everybody would have went crazy. I can't even imagine. I don't think...
Oh, I don't think that was I think that this was done on purpose because this is too big of a hype moment probably to add in this soon.
People would have had the patience to wait because he didn't appear until part 3 of episode 67. The craziest new secret scene to this full season was what we saw next. As you guys know, I talked a lot about the secret agent appearance in episode 67 part 1 and how it was just secret agent himself in episode 67 part 1. But when the full episode came out, it was changed to two people in the same place. We had no idea what was happening at first, but after seeing episode 68 part 2, we realized that it was the lucky cameraman who was there with the secret agent. I mentioned that he most likely was there to receive the device, and I guess this actually was true because we actually got the POV of the lucky cameraman. This scene starts with us seeing a man waiting near the edge, and the POV cameraman getting close to him. This scene is clearly the top view of the SKIBIDI base we saw in episode 67, and apparently
it
it's
has
right
the same
before
thing.
the large
Transmission
cameraman's
error,
arrive at the
recording
scene.
error.
We can also see the same error messages that Plunger Cameraman had in episode 68 part 2, which says transmission error and recording error. These probably mean
this
that
cameraman might be in complete control of Dafouk / the secret agent. Are they the same character or are they different actually? I know there's times where we know it's Dafouk and also we know it's secret agent, but I'm wondering if that means that he just has full control over this cameraman completely, or he's working with him and he's constantly on the transmission error, recording error.
when you are close to the secret agent, or seeing him or something similar, your recording data will not be saved, and large TV men won't be able to play the footage back. After the lucky cameraman gets next to the secret agent, he turns to him and says, "You know what to do," while giving him the remote controller. Here you go. Listen to it yourself. After this, the secret agent disappears. From our knowledge of episode 67 part 1, we know that he teleported to the right side to watch the battle, but we also see the large cameraman arriving at the scene right before looking at the SKIBIDI base. Before we continue to the next change, which was a very big reveal as well, we need to talk about what happened between this scene and episode 67 part 4, because we know that the lucky cameraman received this remote right when episode 67 part 1 started. But what did he do until the other agents entered the SKIBIDI base, and how does he know what to do? I don't know if you guys know this, but he actually was the POV cameraman in episode 65, and we know this because we saw his red shirt at the beginning of the episode when the upgraded police toilet was trying to shoot him, and the lucky cameraman held his hand up. In this episode, we talked about how he was so lucky to not die from the explosion at the end, but we probably should have been talking about something else because if you remember, the secret agent was actually there, looking at the lucky cameraman at the end of the episode. He was straight up looking at him from the
Holy shit, the connections!
car, and the lucky cameraman probably noticed this too. There is a likely chance that This was their first interaction, and maybe because of this, the lucky cameraman went to the SKIBIDI base to meet the secret agent and get the device. We still have no idea what his plan is, but he surely is cooking something up. There is a likely chance that the lucky cameraman did some stuff between episode 67 part 1 and part 4 inside the base, but it's impossible for us to know. The next secret scene was right after the end of episode 67 part 4, where the agents almost started moving towards the inside of the lab. The lucky cameraman suddenly stops them and pulls a tablet out. I say a tablet because we have no idea if it's his or not. Only thing we know is it says Cameraman 1055 on the right side. When he pulls it out, we see a live replay of what's happening inside the lab. And it looks like the regular-sized scientist toilet is ordering the normal toilets in Sector A to do something right before leaving that place.
Oh, so this is all new too.
We have no idea where exactly this is, but there is a possibility that this is the left corridor, and what he shows next is the right corridor. Because right after this footage, he shows the same corridor we saw in episode 68 part 2 and points at the right corridor. They most likely didn't go to the left corridor because the scientist toilet ordered the guard toilets and they were ready to attack. Also, another question we should be asking is, how did he have access to this footage? Because I checked the whole episode a couple times and there are no signs of a camera inside where he shows. Maybe it was a secret camera that we can't see.
A secret agent hacking the SKIBIDI toilet's actual security system, maybe, and able to now use that tablet. That's the only thing I can think of.
But even then, who put it there? There are still a lot of unanswered questions. Only thing I know is that what's about to come in the next couple episodes are going to be huge. I really can't wait. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video.
Alright, episode 69 leaks. This is the other video. I think it just came out, like, let's see, a day ago. So we're going to check out this one.
Hello, everyone. Elite Cameraman here.
So,
as all
because
of you guys...
I know a lot of you guys have been coming into my live streams and telling me to check out the leaks and stuff like that. And I said, I'll probably check them out if I decide to for, like, video recording like this. Or I just will stay away from the leaks. I don't care. So let's check out what the leaks are. And like I said, with the next probably 48 hours at most, we'll probably finally get an episode. And who knows, like I said, there could be an episode dropping after I'm done recording this, like a few hours, and or literally right after I upload this the following day of recording this, stuff like that. Who knows when the actual episode's going to drop.
Guys, I'm so hyped for episode 69, and just about 30 minutes or so before I started writing this video, Dafuk Boom posted the first leak on the merch store, and it sure does look like this next episode is going to be very unique. And once I show you this leak, you'll understand what I mean by this.
It is episode 69.
It already has been a full week ever since episode 68 part 2 was published, and about 4 days ever since the full season, which actually had 1 minute of extra footage, has been released.
That
Even
I didn't
though
know
this
about,
leak
so I'm
doesn't
glad
seem
to
to
have watched
reveal
that.
much, it probably is a lot deeper than we think it is, because it seems like everything that happened last 2 months has been leading up to episode 69. I also think we can guess an estimate release date for episode 69, but before we get into all this, you have to make sure that you like this video and you are subscribed to the channel. We are almost at episode 69, and still till this day, only 29.9% of you guys subscribe to the channel, and about 71.1% is...
That's about average for me too. So hit the subscribe button both on his channel and mine. He just hit over 1.2 million subscribers. Congrats on that, Elite Cameraman. And I definitely want to hit a million one day too, please.
Not subscribed. I think if all of you who are not subscribed press the subscribe button, we could easily go down to 69% before episode 69 comes out. Anyways, with that out of the way, here we go. This new leak I'm about to show you in a second is literally fresh out of the oven, and it's spreading like crazy. Because everyone's hype for episode 69 is crazy high, and we are most likely going to be getting the new episode very soon. The 7-day mark is already passed, and if you have watched my episode 68 part 2 analysis, you would know that Dafuk actually wrote 1 week on his Instagram post for episode 68 part 2. And we thought this meant he was going to be publishing the new episode in just a week, and I think that probably was the case, but some stuff may have taken a little longer than expected.
Probably.
And we'll most likely be getting the new episode in 10 to 48 hours from now. Dafuk is usually very inconsistent when it comes to when he posts after a leak. Sometimes it's just 1 hour, sometimes it's 2 days after a leak, but it's usually between 10 to 48 hours. And alongside this, as you got...
And I agree, and that's what I said earlier. That's kind of how it felt. Like, after leaks, it could be literally within the same day, upwards to 2 days. I agree. And who knows? It could be even longer. No guarantee.
Have most likely have realized everything has been building up ever since episode 60 or so, and it keeps on building up. I think what we saw in episode 68 part 2 was just a small glimpse on what's awaiting us. There probably is going to crazier stuff at the bottom floor of the bunker which will shock us, because this new leak was actually not labeled as a leak, even though we clearly know it is. The title for this leak says, "Something Secret Steers Us," instead of it saying "New Spoiler" with the title of the actual video like Episode
Hey, thank you for subscribing. Much appreciated.
69 Part 1 written on the text. This means that until the episode releases, we will not know if the episode is going to be a multiple-part episode or just one part, but I feel like we might get a long multiple-part episode once more. Just like episode 67, because episode 68 also was 2 parts. Even though it wasn't as long as episode 67, it's clear that DeFook's plans for each episode are getting grander in scale day by day, and fitting everything he wants into an episode in just 1 week is probably very hard. But we gotta be asking ourselves, why would he say "something secret steers us"? Is this a hint at the secret agent or something completely...
It kind of looks like it's the secret agent, like with the undershirt, the reddish brown undershirt.
different? I'll talk about this
Not secret agent, but the cameraman that had the green laser thing. Not secret agent.
a little later in the video, right after we talk about the leak. This leak shows us a close-up of Lucky Cameraman looking at the POV camera as weirdly as usual. But there are actually some small details we have to talk about in this image. This place clearly is the toilet bunker's lower floor, and it seems like it was taken a little after they entered the lower floor, but it looks like this image has very low brightness. So here is a higher brightness version of it where everything is more clear. The first thing I see is the gun behind Lucky Cameraman. If you watch episode 68 part 2, you'll see that Lucky Cameraman actually had the gun on the other side of his back. This could mean 2 things. They either had to fight off some toilets and use their guns, and this seems like it might be the case, or DeFook just didn't check where it originally was and put it on the wrong side. We actually also see a familiar face on the back. If you look behind Lucky Cameraman, you'll see a regular cameraman with a weapon. He most likely is the same cameraman who went berserk in episode 66 that was next to the POV cameraman. But why does he look like he is crouching and being a little cautious? That doesn't seem to be the case with the other cameraman, even though one of them is actually holding their gun out. There is also a small tease there. It's not really clear what it is, but DeFook surely put that small portion there intentionally to let us speculate on what it is. If you ask me, there are 2 possibilities. That's either a dead cameraman's head or a toilet side, because we can also see some metal next to it, which looks like the metal arms the toilets use. But at the same time,
it's probably a dead
it could
toilet.
be a cameraman's inner mechanics, because we've seen some stuff like that before. And with the message DeFook wrote on the leak, it's clear to say that either the squad is looking for something which is a secret for now, or the secret agent is still leading them somewhere. We don't know why he is leading them or where he is leading them, but it surely is going to be crazy in the next couple episodes. If you have any friends that would like to see this leak, make sure to share this video with your friends, like this video, and subscribe. Elite Cameraman out.
Good videos, all 3 of them. Guys, show your support to Elite Cameraman. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know a lot of you guys have been asking me to check out Elite Cameraman, and I will say, whenever the next episode drops, episode 69, I will have my reaction to the breakdown analysis video of Elite Cameraman, literally the following day after the new episode drops. Because I like to give, basically what I like to do, and I see it does help out the video the most, is whenever there's a new episode of Skibidi 12, I like that to be the main video on the channel during that first 24 hours, and then I upload another video the following day. So what I'll do is I will only post the analysis stuff after 24 hours elapsed, because that seems to be how the algorithm does best for certain videos. And I normally upload 2 videos a day, sometimes even a 3rd video. But I don't do past 3 because it usually affects the performance of all the videos if I do a 4th one. That's just me personally. That's how I feel how it does and everything. So stay tuned for my reaction to the new episode of Skibidi Toilet episode 69. the meme number. And yeah, I feel like this is going to be a really big episode, and I will be rewatching all of the last season to see all that excess footage that we did see, but to see it in motion and action of going along with all the other episodes is a little bit better. So I will be reacting to that as well when it comes to the new episode of episode 69. So stay tuned for that. And who knows, like I said, I could literally be posting this after the fact. If the new episode of Skibidi Toilet drops literally after I'm done recording this at some point. Just stay tuned, be patient, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, later.